10 dreams that you will see that requires divine sacrifice and prayer to God. Have you been seeing yourself lacking so much in life? Always there but never there. You work hard, and the moment you think you're about to break through, something will take you back. Have you been seeing yourself having marital issues in your family? There's always one person or the other complaining about marital disappointment, or when you're married, you come out from your marriage, and so on. Have you always been having this dream, and whenever you have this dream, things begin to crumble in your life? It's just a matter of months. You see that projects are lost. You see that you are no longer having any means of finance coming in your life. Are you having delay in childbirth? All those things can be caused by just the revelation of those dreams I'm about to reveal to you. When you see these 10 dreams, please, it's time for you to pray, make great sacrifice, and pray unto God. And it's time for you to fast. Meanwhile, I also want to appreciate you guys. Like 451 subscribers. Your loyalty is my pride. I don't even know how to say this, but honestly, thank you so much. Who am I? Like I always tell you guys, our community is a community of love. I always come here because I know one thing. I do not know who is listening, but I believe that my information can be of help to someone out there. And that is why I always come here to give you the truth and nothing but the truth. Most times what I say here is based on facts, based on experience, and the information I've also gathered from people. So don't think like, oh, I'm all perfect. I must have had this experience to understand what happens in the spiritual realm. And that's the reason why I also come here to list them out, so that if you see them, you don't face this challenge again. You don't allow yourself to be destroyed. So many destiny are being destroyed. So many people are facing challenges because of the signs they have seen but neglected them. So let's get started. The first one we are going to talk about of seeing yourself bleeding in a dream. When you see yourself bleeding in a dream, it's saying that there is a serious problem. This is a very big calamity coming your way. The Bible let us know that every human lives in the blood, that life of an animal and life of a human being is in the blood. No wonder God sent his son. He did not actually use his wisdom to settle us. He used his blood to settle mankind. He used his blood to save us from our sin, to redeem mankind. So whenever you see yourself bleeding in the dream, that's to say that there is a force against your life. There is a force against your destiny. There is a sickness, a huge sickness that will cost you a lot coming your way. And what do? You don't need to relax. You don't even need to start thinking or panicking. It's time for you to do what I said. I said pray. What I mean pray a lot. You need to also make sacrifices. Start giving things that will cost you. Things you know that ordinarily you won't be able to do it, but you have to make that great sacrifice so that in the spirit it will begin to show. Remember that this sacrifice I made before this bleeding comes. So it also takes you to make a great sacrifice for you to revert them. Yes, so bleeding in the dream causes dryness in the physical realm. It causes miscarriage for a woman. You see yourself, anytime you take in, you have miscarriage. Anytime you take in, you have miscarriage. But if you can remember vividly, you will see that you've had this dream of bleeding in the dream, but you neglected it. You felt it was not of use. You felt it was nothing. You said, oh, I cancel it in the name of God, and that was it. There is no prayer, no constant prayer. You did not use the word of God to challenge this thing you have seen, and make sure that you keep on praying against it, because it needs serious fasting and prayer. So please, whenever you see this dream about bleeding, do not neglect it. The second one is dream of snake bites. In my previous post where we're talking about snake bites, every dream about snakes, seeing a snake chasing you, seeing a snake, black snake and all that. But what we're talking about is seeing a snake biting you in your dream. It's the poison of the enemy. The force of darkness has deposited their evil deeds upon you. One thing is going to cause you first is to cause your spiritual growth to go down. Yes. One is that if you're someone that is very prayerful, Once you have this snake bite, you will notice that you're very weak to pray. You will notice that it is very hard for you to progress. You will notice that it is very hard for you to decree a thing and it will come to pass because there is something already controlling your spirit. You will notice that even when you say, oh, I will do this to achieve this, the moment you say it, it will no longer come to pass. All those challenges, you begin to face it. Your spirituality begins to run down. And again, the poison of the enemy will begin to run through your vein. How do I mean by that? Remember how snake poison can kill. This poison can also cause death. Look at what the Bible tells us in Luke 10 verse 19 about what God has given us to do. He said, I've given you the power to trample on snakes and scorpions and to defeat the power of your enemy, Satan. Nothing can harm you. That is the truth about life. When he came to deceive Eve, he took the form of a snake because he knew his true self. And what is the true self of Satan? Destruction, cunning man, a man that lies, a man that destroys. And you've not asked yourself, why does the enemy always use this form of snake to come to attack you? Because this is the only form they use in the spiritual realm when they want to destroy someone completely. If they know they're about to tarnish your destiny, if they know that they're about to tarnish your finance, if they know that they're about to cause you sickness, cause you pain, if they know that they're going to cause you in a way that you will never rise, you will suffer so much, and yet you will not see any benefit in all your suffering, then you'll be seeing this snake dream. Mostly witches uses it as a form of attack to people. I'm not telling you whether you have to believe it or not. They know the form of what they come in the dream. Whenever you're seeing this, is a form of a gathered enemy around you, is a force of darkness, these agents all around you trying to bring you down. It can also identify that there are also the frenemies around you. I've also discussed it in my previous post. Snakes are also enemies, whether within or outside, both in the spirit and the physical. And remember, whoever is talking about Satan or devil is the people we see that are actually the devil. There can also be the God we see, can also be the devil we see. So that is it. Whenever you're seeing this, it's also telling us that there is no other way for you to know that the enemy is at work. And this dream might be that it has not started happening in your life. It might be a sign God is using to show you this is what is about to happen. This is a problem you need to tackle. But if you neglect it, that is when you start having this challenge. But if you do not neglect it, believe me, salvation is on the way. You will never be cut short of your glory in the name of God. Amen. The third one we are going to be talking about in this dream is seeing a rotten egg in a dream. First, egg is a very good sign. But when you see a rotten one, it's a very bad omen. See a rotten egg is saying that you have been driving off from that great thing that is supposed to happen. Egg means fertility. Egg means great wealth. But when you see a rotten one, it's saying that there is no thing that will come out from your hand. Everything that comes out from your hand is going to be rotten. What do I mean by that? There will be no productivity, good productivity that will come your way. There will be delay and decay in any family fortune. Any fortune that will enter your hand, you'll be finding it difficult to be financially stable. You will find it difficult to stand on your ground. There will be crumbleness in your life. Rotten egg signifies sickness. It signifies death. You will see that most times when you have this dream, it's a matter of time you foresee deep sickness that will cost you your life if you're not careful. And these are the dreams I'm talking about. You need to pray over, you need to fast, and you need to make deep sacrifice for. The fourth one is being beaten by a dog. When a dog chases you and beats you in a dream, when a dog bites you in a dream, is a very big sign that that's a serious aggressive spirit that has been possessed or positioned into your life. Yes, when you see a dog bite you in a dream, it's saying that there is a bad spirit being possessed in your life. And please, mind you, I'm not saying that these things are your fault. I'm not also saying that these things are all your fault. You are not also your fault. What I mean is that you can be under a spell that you do not know what forces that are around you that is disturbing you. This has been the plan of the enemy to destroy you. This has also been a kind of a cause because of your sin. Because the only thing that makes our spirit loose or kind of weak for the enemy to come in and penetrate to destroy us is when we sin. So when you find yourself in this position, that's to say there's also things that you are doing that you need to retrieve from. You need to pray against. You need to also kind of stop so that you can be free, so that you can receive mercy of God. So when you see a dog bite in a dream, it's saying that you have lustful desire, that this kind of spirit has been deposited into your body. The enemy has made you in such a way that whenever you see a woman, you can never take your eyes from there. You will have lack of self-control sexually. Anytime you see a woman, you want to sex her. You can't actually hold yourself. And what does this thing do? Remember, sex takes down glory of a man. You see that once you have a sex with a woman, if it's not the right person for you, that is your wife, your finance begins to crumble. Things begin to go wrong in your life. You'll be having a project that is already successful, but at the end of it, after having this sex, you start having issues up and down. So these are the spirit they deposit into man, so that when you have this spirit deposited into you, you start beginning to misbehave. You start beginning to face challenges, problems here and there. This dog dream also is saying that you have been deposited with an aggressive spirit of anger, spirit of, making you always angry. You're always angry. You always want to take down things. Having to ask yourself, why am I so angry these days? Why are things always getting to me? These are not your fault. These are the things that has been happening in the spirit. It has been done in the spirit. But what do? You don't need to relax. You don't also need to panic, as I always tell people. It's time for you to pray. It's time for you to be focused. It's time for you to be determined to say this must end. It can't just keep happening to me. Yes, it have happened to me. Yes, I know these are my problems, but it's time for me to also tackle them. I need to stand on my ground and put an end to these issues that is happening to my life. Say no to it and it will stop. Pray over it and you see that God will answer you. Fast over it and you see that the mercy of God will intervene in your life. So there's no need for you to be scared whether these things will stop. I'm telling you wholeheartedly, if you make sacrifice and pray humbly before the presence of God, you will have your liberation. You will have your salvation. So the fifth one is the dream of having a dream of a broken mirror. Mirror is a reflection of oneself. When you stand in the mirror, you try to look beautiful, or you see how beautiful you are. But when you are a bad person, or when you are kind of in a bad situation, looking at yourself in the mirror will tell you, this is who I am. You'll be seeing yourself. If you can see the goodness in you, you can also see the bad in you when you look at the mirror. What do you see? So when you see a broken mirror in the dream, it's saying that it's a spirit of pride. That thing that makes you good, the soul that makes you look beautiful, has been broken. So that is it. What I mean is that you see that you're having this issue not because that you do not understand yourself, but your faults are being exposed to you. It's an exposition, like an exposure of an inner self. Yes, you might have this sin of pride. You might have this sin of, not adhering to what you are supposed to do. You are lacking so much spiritually. There is no more that thing that guides your soul, that makes you humane, that makes you vulnerable to do things that are willingly of God, but things that are willingly of man. You see that your obsession with yourself, looking good, is just all you know about, just to make sure you look good, and every other thing should just go behind. So when you see a broken mirror, it's exposing your inner self, it's exposing those bad things about you, it's exposing that there are things wrong in your life that need to be treated. So now you see what I'm saying. Let's look at the book of James 1 verse 23 of what he's saying. He said, if you hear the message and don't obey it, you are like people who stare themselves in a mirror. You're like a person who stares himself in a mirror. So you know that there is a problem in your life. You stare yourself. You see that you need help. You see that you need to grow. You need to grow spiritually. You need to abstain from this sin. But yet you refuse to. And this mirror is broken right before you. It's saying that your soul has torn apart to expose those things that you do that is not good, especially the sin of pride. I know why I'm pointing at the sin of pride, the sin of obsession with oneself, being obsessed, just looking good and looking just, in a very extravagant way, and every other thing is nothing less to you. You just want to make it, and every other thing, and your spirit is telling you this is what you're supposed to do and not this, and you're not listening to your spirit. You're doing what you want to do. Now the Bible has said it in James 1 verse 23. If you do not listen to what God is speaking to you over now, you're just like one looking at himself in the mirror. So that it is for broken mirror. It also can be bad luck. This signifies bad luck, in as much as mirror is a good luck and a sign of good luck. But when you see a broken mirror, it's also a sign of bad luck, because it's just a matter of time. Things will begin to crumble in your life. You see that things that you have been warned against will now begin to play in your life. You start facing so many difficulties and many misfortune. So it's also a sign of bad luck. And exposing those things, you'll be exposed in the public. Yes, it's also going to be a sign that you'll be exposed in the public. All those things that you are trying to cover up or hide will be exposed. Now let's look at the sixth one, dream of being trapped or lost. I'm not going to talk much about this because I will have an extensive video over being trapped or lost. This dream is just saying that you are already gone. The moment you're trying to work hard, the moment you think you're going to succeed, you think you're already there, but you're never there. That is what this dream is saying. When you feel trapped in your dream, you see that maybe a road is blocked, you want to go, and then you see that, there are enforcement people standing on the road and you cannot move in your dream. It's a dream of being trapped. Or you find yourself in a desert where you're running, you don't know where you're going, you're being trapped there. It's a dream of disappointment in life. It's a dream of trying to be there but will never be there. It's a dream of always trying to reach out to your breakthrough, but at the moment of your breakthrough you will have issues that will make you return back to square one. So it's a dream of lack. It's a dream of frustration. It's a dream of misery. It's a dream that will cost you pain, cost you everything that you have worked for. It's just like going back to your former school. A dream of where you see that you're trying to progress, trying to move up from one place to another to make ends meet. And after everything, after struggling, you see yourself returning back to square one. That is not my prayer for you. My prayer here is that anyone listening to the sound of my voice, that God will intervene in your life, that God will visit your case, that all those problems that you're facing, these challenges, that God will help you through his mercy, and you will be revived again. You'll be liberated again in the name of Jesus. Amen. And then we're going to talk about the next one, the dream of drowning in a pool or river. Remember I said there are 10. When you see these 10 dreams, these are serious dreams that will cost you to make great sacrifice and prayer. So another one of it is seeing yourself drowning in a river. It's saying that you're connected to the spiritual part, the call them the marine spirit. Yes, it has to do with the marine spirit. These are ancestral powers that has combined with the marine spirit disturbing your life. What are you doing in the river? What are you doing in the pool? Every time you see yourself swimming, you have actually been dedicated in the spirit without you knowing. These are sacrifices that has been made. All these things the fathers do in the past, they will say, I'm taking this my generation, that they will serve you and all that. You're not just facing challenges because these are what is supposed to happen. It's because this has been programmed in your life. You don't even know your existence is just from the lineage. So seeing yourself drowning is a form of that you are going to be having issues, especially in your marriage. Most times when you are seeing yourself drowning, it's a suppressed feeling. You will start having issues that you do not know where it's coming from. One, they come with marital issues. Two, they come with finance, crumbling your finance. I'm telling you all those things are facts. I'm not telling you whether you have to believe them or not, but it's a matter of time. Yes, it can also be a suppressed emotion when one is trying to, overtake or try to make sure that they don't get confrontational, and they try to say, I can deal with this, but you don't know how to deal with your problem. Tell the person, this is what you've done to me. You try to suppress them. You can see yourself drowning in your emotions. But believe me, when you know that you're a deep someone, that when things happen in your life is more significant, then it has to do with ancestral power and also has to do with marine spirits. These are forces of darkness against your life. These are forces of darkness that are trying to make sure that you never grow. You never succeed. You never grow. It is always one problem or the other in your family, your relationships, especially your finance. It's always crumbling. It's always crumbling. It's hard for you to make ends meet. It's hard for you to have any finance in your hand. The spirit of poverty has been portrayed in your life. It's not your fault. These are forces of darkness that are working against you. Please, it's time for you to pray. I'm giving this information because I know these are helpful. And these are things that when you begin to pray against them, you see that there will be a change in your life. The dream of feeling a test is also a dream that says that you're being tried in the spirit. Yes, you may have been praying and you have been praying, but maybe you have been praying wrongly.